Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Sam Morgan Show. My name is Sam Morgan. I'm your host, and here we are in episode 15, High Time. You know what? Uh, I know you haven't been able to watch really. Well, actually, no. By the time this comes out, you have been able to watch last episode, Reverence, episode 14, because I just posted it before I started recording this, which is kind of ironic, seeing how I said I was gonna be recording and everything on Sunday. Um, I guess I didn't really say or acknowledge to myself a strict posting schedule, but I did record last Sunday, episode 14, Reverence, and it just didn't come out. So I just didn't post it yet, but I posted it now. So it is posted for you guys to watch. It is up, and go ahead and watch it. It's a good episode. We're going to get into some topics here today. They're not really that deep of topics. Number two's kind of deep, but it's kind of some more surface level stuff today. But the week has been good. It's been a very good week for me, and that's hence the name of this episode, the title, High Time. Things are starting to take shape here in my life. As you know, I went to college for freshman year. It is, May, so we are done. Summer is upon us, and things are starting to line up. I don't have a job right now, but um, the career plan, the career path is starting to maybe form. Uh, I've been looking into different electrical outfits, union, non-union, and I should be. I'm in contact with some, so getting into those jobs should be happening very soon. We, or I should say I. There's no we, just me. I've been, you know, I would say I've been hitting more of a developmental phase right now of my life, and it's come with a bunch of mental clarity. Like recently, it's been like it feels like I've been so much more present in all the things, like my brother's life and my parents' life and church and activities that I'm at, So, especially with less screen time, I mentioned in the Reverence episode the Charlie Kirk book that I'm reading. I'm almost done with it. Uh, Stop in the Name of God. He basically goes through why the Sabbath is so important and why we should do it. And it's very informational, and it is very convincing that we should uphold the Sabbath. And one of the ways Charlie says to do so is with no screen time at all for him. For me, who averages about 7 hours of screen time a day, which don't come at me, but I know it's bad. I did a lot less screen time yesterday. Obviously, if I'm filming, so today's Sunday. Yesterday was Saturday. That's when you would try to practice the Sabbath. Uh, I did a lot less screen time. I don't think I even got the 2 hours. So going from 7 to 2, that means I spent 5 hours of my day better than what I did the day before and a lot of the days before. Now, did it stick? Probably not. I probably have like 6 hours a day, or maybe 5 on my phone. But the mental clarity was still there. I read a lot. I hung out with people. I was more pleasant in those times. I had a bunch of more conversations. Yesterday, I went to confession. I went to the vigil mass. Today, I went to mass with my family. You know, I went on a walk without my phone. I went with my dad. So the mental clarity is definitely coming, and I think that's going to help me make a lot better decisions. Not that I don't make good decisions, but I think it's going to be like a domino effect of like, oh, well, I didn't do this earlier, as in like I didn't sit around on my phone. So instead, it turned into something positive and something positive and something positive. So that's the type of mental clarity that I'm growing in, I think. But with that, like I just said, I've had some spiritual growth reading Charlie Kirk's book, straight knowledge from that dude. And now he's not a Catholic, so I take everything that I read with a grain of salt, because even people that are Catholic, if you're listening to a bishop or a pope, or not, oh yeah, the pope, but a priest is what I meant to say. Those people aren't infallible. The church is the only infallible, along with the Bible and Jesus. So and God's infallible. But through Mass, and I'm going to talk about the homily this week, what my priest talked about, and confession. Oh gosh, it had been, and actually, it had been like 50 days since I had been to confession, and it was great in the sense that yes, I was sad that I sinned, because you have to be, you have to do that examination of your conscience, and you have to be like truly upset that you have sinned, and yes, I am, and yes, I was. But that confession that you're feeling when he says, "I absolve you of your sins," oof, it's top notch. It's so good, and so we are just my cup is being filled up, and filled up some more by the Holy Spirit. It's awesome, dude. It's so good. Um, Now I'm talking about all the spiritual and mental growth, and my career is going well. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Help me out. Give me some luck. Bless me up. But the physical aspect of my life is probably the one where I am lacking the most. Not really working out as much. Kind of just going by. Haven't really stretched in a while. Done like any sort of body movement besides I went on a walk today. Haven't really done. I was doing my 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups stuff. Haven't done that in a good little while. A couple of probably almost a week probably. So that's probably the place where I'm lacking the most. But that also seems like two things. It seems like the easiest one to fix. Go to the gym, dude. Like work out. And it also seems like a domino effect. If I get this mental clarity, spiritual growth, well, I think those things fall like hand in hand. If I'm going to do that, I'm going to have, if I'm going to have less time on my screens, I'm going to find myself being bored, or finding myself wanting to do something else productive. It could be something physical. Do some push-ups, go to the gym, go on a run, go on a walk, those type of things. Go outside. Just going outside is not necessarily going to make me gain muscle, obviously, but it's going to help me physically. And so those are, kind of my bodily updates, but those are what I'm saying it's high time about. They're getting better for sure. We're going to get into this homily, which I think it was a good homily. It was kind of weird though, because I've been to Saturday Mass before, but I hadn't been to Saturday Mass and then Sunday Mass right after the next day. And so it's got to feel weird for the priest to give like the same homily back to back days. I don't know. I don't know if that's necessarily a good thing, but they are like an equal, not necessarily equal celebrations, but you can go to Saturday and not go to Sunday, and you can definitely go to Sunday without going to Saturday. I just did both because confession was right before Saturday Mass, and so I went. But the homily, if you're a Catholic, you know the homily. Actually, that's one thing I'm not sure about. I know Mass, like all of Mass, is the same at every Catholic church every Sunday, but I don't know if the homily is the same. I think it is, but if it's not, I'm going to tell you what our homily was. So, and I really like how my priest put it, Father Mark. If you're listening, I know you. I don't think you are, but Father Mark, shout out to you, dog, because it was a good homily. He started talking about how we have these terms, friends and followers online, and basically he brought up these three types of friends. friends of pleasure, friends of utility, and friends of virtue. And basically, we want our relationship with Jesus to be a friendship of virtue, and we want, if somebody asks us who we are following, we usually first think of who we're following online. If we're following celebrities, if we're following political people, if we're following our friends, what he was getting at was we want that thing, the first thing to come to mind, to be Jesus. That's who we're following, because that is our ultimate role model. And so, when he says that we want to have a friendship of virtue with Jesus, it means that we go to him in times of good and bad, when we need him, even if we don't need him, which we always need him, but we go to Jesus for anything and everything. He talked about, like I just said, the utility and pleasure friend types. This is from Aristotle, by the way, and my priest didn't just come up with this, but he mentioned Aristotle. A friend of pleasure is just one you go to when you're having a good time. The example he used was, it's somebody you go, where we live in Kansas City, so you go down to Chiefs Stadium, Arrowhead, and you tailgate, and then after you tailgate, you don't ever see this person again. It's just when you go tailgate, that's all you talk to them for. You're just having a good time with them. The opposite is the friends of utility. You just go to them when you need them. So the example he used was, if you have something in your kitchen that you need repaired, or your car needs repaired, or if your toilet needs fixing or something like that, that's a friend you just call because, oh, he's really good at cars, or he's really good at working on ovens or refrigerators, or you know what I'm talking about. So we don't want to have Jesus be utility, where we only go to him when things are bad, and then when things get good, we're like, all right, see ya. Or things, when he's a friend of pleasure, we're like, oh yeah, things are so good, we're coming to mass, we're praising Jesus. Things get bad, oh, it's all your fault, God. No, we can't have that either. So that's why Jesus is needing to be a friend of virtue to you, so that you are just with him always, and you have that sort of relationship with him, instead of the utility or the pleasureful relationships. And I thought it was a really good homily, actually. Sometimes, the deacon gives the homily, sometimes the priest gives the homily. I don't know what decides that, or if it's just at random. But the the traditional, and I guess probably the most common thing, is to have a really old guy as your priest. Well, our guy, our priest, Father Mark, is he's new to our parish, relatively, a couple months, 4 or 5 months. But around Christmas time, I think, is when he came in. But he's, I don't know, early 40s, late 30s, maybe. He's still got brown hair. He doesn't have gray or white hair. So it's it's very intriguing when he has a homily. I really like to pay attention, and not that I don't like to pay attention when the deacons are talking, or when our past priests were teaching. I was not really paying attention because I was younger, didn't really care for it as much. But now that I've grown up and kind of grown into the church more, and I will want to pay attention, it helps that it is a younger guy who I think has probably a better way of getting my attention. And not that that is necessary. It's not. I should be paying attention anyway. But he makes some really good analogies, and I find it very good. And then we'll move into topic 3 here, which I told you guys. I don't know if I'd mentioned it last episode, but on the Hallow app, Catholic Bible app, pretty much, they Father Mike Schmitz does the Bible in a year and the Catechism in a year, and I also pray the Rosary on there. Well, so there's an episode every day. You listen to the Bible, you listen to the Catechism. Father Mike talking about it. And so today, the Catechism reading was really good. He had Bishop Cozzens, yeah, Cozzens, Bishop Cozzens was on there, and I really like some of the catechism readings are really long. They're like 40 something minutes, and I'm like, gotta get through this. And some of them, like this one was like 30 something minutes. I was like, okay, it's a little better, but it was really good. Like I was just uh, doing something and I was listening to it at the same time, and I was like, they're saying some really good stuff in here. And one of the things that I kind of got, which it wasn't like this is not word for word or what they said, but what I got from it was that the catechism is not supplemental to the religious life of a Catholic. It is necessary, especially if somebody like if I'm trying to get to the level of being a Catholic apologist, which I'm nowhere near that. But if I'm trying to get to that level, you got to know the catechism because that's going to support all that. Because the catechism is just basically saying what the church teaches, how the church interprets the Bible, pretty much. And so it's like how the church teaches Catholicism. Um, and so the catechism, what they were saying, it's like, yeah, it makes so much sense. The catechism, you read it and you just understand so much more that it increases how well you do in your faith. Like when you read the catechism, you have that much more understanding. Even if you just read one paragraph or you read 4 pages or you read the whole thing, you have so much more understanding and so much more knowledge that it's going to help guide your faith and it's going to help guide your prayer. So one thing that I kind of put together again was if you have the Bible plus the catechism, you're going to have more open and devout prayer and it's going to be more meaningful. Sometimes, I feel like I'm getting into prayer and I just kind of start rambling about and obviously I'm not praying out loud. It's just like, if you're kneeling in a pew at church and you're praying or you're just praying by yourself, you don't got to pray out loud, but if you pray out loud even and you just feel yourself like starting to ramble, obviously God is still listening and they can hear us and they understand where we're going. But to have like a nice, meaningful prayer and you know what you're going to say, not necessarily know before you're going into it, but you have something you want to talk about and then you are like on beat with what you want to say while you're going through it. Reading the catechism and the Bible makes it so much better. You have so much more understanding that you understand like what you are needing to pray for, what is happening in your life and other people's lives around you that you want to pray for. And it just makes it so much easier when you have that understanding, that little further understanding from the Bible and from the catechism. That's a good episode, guys. I will keep you all guys updated. Oh, actually, we got one more thing. The clips have been coming out. We are slowly growing back again on the Instagram especially, but TikTok we're growing a little bit too. So I'm gonna be trying to put out a lot more short form content. I might be starting my own YouTube channel. No, this is obviously on YouTube. If I might be able to figure out how to get this on Spotify too, and then we're gonna have some different media updates too because I want to start putting out more short form on the Sam Morgan Show and my personal Instagram, the real Sam Morgan, and of course on TikTok as well. And I need to get to more social platforms, so I'm gonna start putting more on YouTube Shorts as well. And yeah, so we're increasing the spread. More updates to come. Thank you guys for sitting down and enjoying this episode 15, High Time, with me. It's been the Sam Morgan Show. I'm your host, Sam Morgan, and I will see you in the next episode. No more bullshit. Thank you.